Tony, on paper, as we always say, this is quite an outfit.
Paper always looks good. It does, and you know, despite the fact what it looks like on paper, we got about 142, 145 games to play plus playoffs. We'll decide how, you know, what kind of club we actually are, you know, after the season. But paper's never really meant a lot to me.
So I should take that as you're predicting the playoffs already, right?
I'm not predicting anything, and I try not to. But I was just, you know, just speaking, and as I always do, and not thinking a lot, you know.
I think I know what that's like.
But you know, I'm just glad we were able to begin. I'm excited about beginning. We just have to go out and play and see what type of club we are.
What do you think the ultimate strength of this club is right now, on paper?
Well, you know, you can certainly look at the pitching staff and say that we're pretty strong right there. And I would, you know, here again, they've got to go out there and they've got to prove that they're worthy of going deep in games, commanding their pitches, controlling the strike zone. And this is why paper really doesn't mean a lot, but I think right now that our pitchers are pretty stout, and I think if they pitch as capable as everybody thinks they are, then we should be pretty good.
Speaking of pitchers, what do you use the ETA for Ramirez to wind up back here?
I have no idea. Not even speculating. I just have no idea, you know, what the timetable is for him. When the trainers and the medical staff tell me, you know, what they're doing and how he's progressing, then, you know, I can tell you more. But right now, I don't have any idea.
Where's he hurt? Where's the injury to?
I'm sorry?
What's his injury?
I can't speak on that at this time.
Tony, speaking of pitchers, are you surprised at some of the makeup, the returnees, the roster?
Well, you know, there are a lot of players and pitchers to be dealt with, and I think it's a good thing that we have an abundance of pitchers within the minor leagues, that maybe some of them have to come back, you know, for a short period of time, and if they're pitching well, they'll be ready to be promoted. There are always injuries within the pitching core throughout the organization, and you can never have too much. But you know, they're back here for whatever reason, and it doesn't matter whether they're here, Scranton, Major Leagues. You know, they've got to pitch and pitch well.
Tony, but one thing that does do is with Kelvin Perez, that does give you somebody who can close somebody who's come in a tough situation in this league. You know, pitch well in this league.
Well, you know, having someone down there with being familiar with the league certainly does help. You know, he had quite a bit of success last year. So did Rondon, and both of those guys really put themselves on the map last year, and earned an opportunity to go to Major League Camp, which I thought was tremendous, where everybody got a chance to really see what they were all about. But yeah, having a guy like Perez down there is certainly going to help us. It couldn't hurt us at all.
Rondon is the big question. I mean, he's going to start off with being a starter, and that's a switch because they want to see what he can do.
Yeah, it's a switch, and like you, I've seen him start a couple games in the spring. He's pretty good. It's a little different role, you know, than he was in last year. So we'll see how it works out. But that's what the minor league is about. It's about finding out what the guy can do. And when you've got a person with his arm as good as he is, you know, why not try to find out what you can do with it? And I think giving him an opportunity to pitch in the starting role is going to kind of let us know where he is.
Got a couple extra guys here. I guess when do you expect the final roster to kind of come down?
I'm sorry?
You have 26 guys here. You got a couple moves you have to make. I guess what do you expect how to play out?
Well, I wish I could tell you exactly how it's going to play out. You know, I don't make those decisions. I'm like you guys. I can kind of speculate as to, you know, what we might do. But here again, it's just pure speculation. It doesn't mean a whole lot, you know, until it actually happens, Mike. You know, I'd rather not say what we're thinking about, or, you know, what we might do when it happens. You know, I'll let you know. You know, I'm pretty mum on these types of moves, and for good reason, you know, because it just may not play out the way that I think it may play out. Major League season has started. You know, could be an injury, heaven forbid, and you'd have to make a ton of moves in that direction, and you know, anything can happen, you know, with the Scranton club, maybe even the Tampa club. So rather than speak on it, you know, right now, I'd rather wait and see how things develop.
What do you think of your new office? Have you seen it?
I have been in it, yes. It's very nice. I think the whole renovation of the clubhouse is very, very nice. They obviously, they sunk a lot of money into it to make these improvements, and the clubhouse area, the eating facility in there, the new weight room, the it's all done to make us feel better and about ourselves and the franchise, and I think all the moves are very, very good for us.
Pretty easy decision for you to come back this offseason as opposed to some other seasons.
It wasn't a decision at all, you know. I just, can I come back is what I ask, But I'm going to tell you this, and probably the first time I'm going to tell you this. I had problem with an injury last year, and well, I was hurting pretty good in the month of May and April and May and early parts of June. And if someone had asked me if I was coming back at that time of year last year, I probably would have said no. That's how bad it was. But I stuck it out, and all of a sudden, miraculously, I was able to halfway run across the field. You may call it, I don't call it running, but
Hobbling.
But I was getting across the field better. I started to feel better. So all of the exercises and rehabbing that I was doing, and it paid off. So I'm grateful for that. I'm happy to be able to continue to do this. There's not much else I want to do. I've got a lot of time invested in this, and I still get a lot of enjoyment out of doing it. I certainly enjoy coming here and working with the kids, and going through another season. Some say I'm kind of crazy, to be able to want to get on those buses and go. But at the AA level, this is what you do, and I've adapted. I could adapt to an airplane just as well, probably. But this is where I am, and I'm pretty happy with being here with this. With this franchise, number one. With the Yankees, number two. This is a great place to work, and I'm still having a lot of passion for baseball. Passion is still with me. That's why I continue to come back.
Did you think about shutting it down mid-season last year?
No. Early season?
That's what I mean, early season.
Yeah. Early season I did. I was,
I mean, calling it a career.
Yes.
In the mid-season.
Yes, I did. But I didn't tell anybody that until now. Didn't even tell my wife. She probably would have told me no. You keep working.
I have things to do here.
Yes. But
you stay away.
But as the season went on, I got better, and I felt very good about what I was doing out there, and I was able to handle it much easier than I did in the early part of the season. So I was anxious to come back.
How much?
It was my knee. I had my knee replaced, and it wasn't easy. And trying to run on a knee replacement is not the easiest thing I've ever tried. But as a doctor's told me, he says, you'll get better with time, and I certainly did. So I believe my doctor.
What was the procedure?
Oh, I had it done in after the season in 2011.
How much of the rehab work to keep you here all of last year was done by the team training staff? How much was it done outside?
Oh, geez, they were. I don't know if I could have made it without them. Scott and Kaz got me in there, and if you could have heard me sometime around 5 o'clock, 5:30 in there, screaming and yelling. They're trying to stretch my knee. Coming back this year was all worth it. It hurt like the dickens. And, at the time they were doing it, but it was all worth it because I was able to come back, and I'm forever grateful for both of them for working on me, because they've got a lot to do, and particularly with last year, with the amount of injuries that we had. To find time to work on me was it's something that they didn't have to do, but they did. I'm better for it.
You can play 18 now.
Thank you.
I can play 18 anytime you'd like. Yes.
One day you can do that, right?
Yes, indeed. But it's great to be back, and it's great to be on my feet and not hurt like hell. So you didn't know about that?
I thought you told me everything.
No, I got through it. I got through it okay. I got through the hip surgery in '07, and the knee surgery was quite a bit tougher, but I got through it.
You limped every day going out to first
Yes, I
base.
did. I did. I did limp, and I was hurting pretty good. But right around in early part of August, man, things kicked in, and I started feeling good, and it's okay. I made it. I got through it. So the worst is over.
So the ride to Portland next week won't be as bad as last year.
I can handle it. Yeah, man,
Tony, have you settled on a rotation yet as far as the order that you're gonna fill them out in?
All I know, Turley's gonna open
Turley's
up.
opening up.
Yes,
Okay.
Turley's opening up, and I'm not there with the rest of it yet. I'll be there at the end of the day. Just getting up here was a chore in itself. Finishing up spring training. Teams not being decided until late, Major League season, Major League team not being decided, and then we get the guys coming back to the various affiliations. So totally started.
Sure. Thank you.
This time of year, the fans are all jacked from baseball, the long winter and everything. Is this still like a different feel for you as far as the season get ready to go next
Absolutely. Every year is different. Every year is, I mean, there's so much optimism, with me. As I'm sure as it is with the fans, but there's so much optimism with me. This is what I kind of look forward to each year, and can't wait to play the first game, and then we'll have a better idea of where we are. And after we play the second one, I'll know a little more, and then by the time we've got a month underneath us, we'll have a pretty good idea of which way we're headed and what we need to do to become a better baseball club.
When did the Yankees contact you as far as their end of you coming back?
They generally come in at the end of the year and ask me what I thought about what I want to do next year, and I'm very grateful for them for that. They come in, do you want to come back? Yes, I do. Where I was going to return to was not known until January, and I was fine with that. I had no problem. I have no problem coming back to Trenton. Trenton has been a very good place for me.
I got to ask you: is there any level of disappointment that you didn't beat up?
No. Let me say this. I've always, inquired about some other positions and with some other organizations, and if the move is not to the major league level at this point in my career, there's no sense in me leaving. This is a very nice place to work. We've got wonderful players to work with, and the Yankees do everything they can to make things work well for us here, and I'm forever grateful for that. So if it's not to the major league, it's not a move to the major leagues. I'm not moving. I'm not moving.